Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiser against Russia. Let's continue on from where we last left off. So, we are trying to remain a democracy, and I think it's so far going pretty okay. We're empowering a Duma, that'll be done in 14 days. And what do we have after that? We got Free Thought, which is a research speed. Basically, that's kind of garbage. You're also not very good. You're decent. I mean, that is a 50% stability boost. And you're attacking defense on core territory. That's the interesting thing, I think, about attacking defense on core territory, is if we're not losing the war against Germany, then this doesn't really do anything, right? I've always found that attacking defense on core territory is a weak option. Because even here, like, your claims. Yeah, so you have claims on this territory. Like, do we have any cores? Okay, so basically the attack and defense on core territory would benefit us against the Don-Kuban Union, because these are actually core territories. And I'm sure Vladivostok probably is also a core. But aside from that, like, Alach Orda is not, you know, it's not anything. Ukraine, we actually don't have any claims there right now. So, again, it's like, it's a bonus against the Don-Kuban Union, it's a bonus against Transmir, but that's really about it. Okay, more than a year has passed since granting the death to the Republic and his successors managed to reserve democracy in Russia. You'd love to see it. I mean, you're a 10% stability boost. So again, damage at garrisons, that will be nice once we're actually in the second Wilkrieg, because we can occupy territories in, you know, Ukraine, Belarus, Germany, Austria. And that will save us a little bit there. But that's really, honestly, about it. Again, I am going to go Realpolitik. I know it's typically worse for a player to take Realpolitik than Expansionist, but I would love to get some alliances here going. Again, our air support is still looking good. I am thinking of maybe... Does Greece really have like 5 divisions? Damn. I mean, Sofia has fallen. Like, I'm thinking about sending maybe some troops to maybe Romania. I think seems like the easiest choice. Do we have any tank divisions already? Yes, we do. Now I've just got to find out where they actually are in this list. Cavalry. Yeah, we got 1 tank here. And we have 1 tank here. Yeah, so these 2 tank divisions. Do we have a Panzer? Yes, we do. We're going to send you to Bucharest. So I want to send troops to... I mean, the thing with Greece is that Greece is kind of in like a surprisingly poor state. They did lose Thessalonica. Like, they really only have 5 divisions. Like, that just seems so bad. Like, I thought they would have had way more. We could support a faction. I'm going to say no. I think literally no factions can join the Moscow Accord. And again, who do you want to support? It would realistically actually be the CSA, just because they will... Actually, no, I don't think it would matter who you support in the American Civil War. All of them would not join the Reichspakt. Except maybe the American Unity State. I think the American Unity State, in certain circumstances, can join the Reichspakt. But I'm pretty sure I literally have never seen it. I think you have to be Huey Long, or maybe you could be the War Party Commission, or whatever it's actually called. I think those are like the only 2 instances that you can join the Reichspakt as the U.S. You have some guns. Let me just see if these guys are actually decent. 20 combat ratio. If I was to throw in a support artillery, we would be missing a little bit of artillery, but it's actually not so bad. Yeah, so Sofia has now fallen. I mean, really, that should cut off a lot of a lot of Bulgarian supplies. My goal, it would be then to probably be in Constantia, push our way towards Varna, and that might get the war to end. We actually are now starting to gain the positive political power. A thing that I never thought would actually happen. Oh, so apparently you're also at war with the Ottomans, which I didn't know. But Nikolai Ostralov's History of the Civil War. Eminent professor Nikolai has published a history of the Russian Revolution and the Civil War, sparking discourse among intellectuals. In his history, Ursulov presents a massive break from standard Russian historiography, delving deep into the political and social policy of the Bolshevik movement and doing away with its villainization. He states that while the bloodshed committed during the Russian Civil War was unacceptable and could not be tolerated, Vladimir Lenin and his followers had very clear reformist goals, some of which they implemented, such as the calendar reform, land reform, and equality between sexes. The Bolsheviks were more moderate in their approach. A Russian led by them could have been stronger in the long term. Ozerlev even challenged the limits of our tolerance by considering that the Bolsheviks were the only nationalist faction in the Civil War. They were supported by no one, whereas the White Movement was supported by the Entente powers and later by Germany. Or right-wing intellectuals, such as Ursula's former ally Nikolai Trubetskoy, has challenged this viewpoint, creating a debate in the scientific community on how the Russian Civil War should be treated. It is thanks to our liberal democratic society that this debate can take place without any intervention from above. So we actually have 70% stability. Remember a year ago we were at negative 70%? Germany really has seen, or not Germany, Russia has really seen some major changes. Oh, my tanks are also here. I don't know when they arrived, but yeah, we're going to send you down south. 2 tank divisions against a cavalry should be decent for us. Again, as long as we hold Sofia, I think if we take Varna, that's going to trigger the events to get Bulgaria out of the war. And I think for the most part, I mean, you've actually almost cut Bulgaria in half. I mean, it's actually going very, very well. Very, very well for the Belgrade Pact, I would say. I mean, the last 2 campaigns we had a no step back. Both the KMT and New England. Both times, the Bulgarians actually performed the best I've ever seen them do. This has just been terrible for them. How are they... Wait, how are you not dead? Because you capitulate at 0%. Okay. So this will probably not be lasting too much longer. Realpolitik right now doesn't have any options, but again, we should get some in due time. Secure Central Asia. I probably want to fight the Don-Kuban Union first. We'll see if we can get that done. Second International is now fired. You are a Bulgarian corps. Unrest on the Don. Founded in 1925 under Petro Konstantinov, sided with Alexander Kolchak during the Kolchak coup, and carved out a fief in the Russian steppe with German support. The Don-Kuban Union is an artificial state composed of several Cossack coats such as Don, Kuban, and Terek, and numerous ethnicities in the Northern Caucasus, and held up by the Cossack leader's persona. Russia's steady recovery and rebuilding, and so plans to spread outward. Cause a stir in the state. Many of its inhabitants feel little attachment to the sort of Don-Kuban identity and see themselves as Russian, Ukrainian, or as part of the state many other ethnic groups. If Russia takes the opportunity to heighten these tensions, Kornilov's fragile state might finally collapse. Okay, give me a little bit of war support there. You'll be done in 25 days. Hopefully Germany does not back a coup there. And I honestly don't even think that the Ottomans got literally anything out of that. Question is, okay. We can invest. I mean, it wouldn't be bad, I think. Let's invest in the Ural. Keep it small. Political power. Oh, you're very expensive. But you know what? Screw it. Make a large investment. Shows environment for people. Extra stability, war support, political power. And then you are for industry. Huh. Honestly, I think stability is looking pretty good. Go for industrial. That is going to take us 90 days, and we did do the maximum amount of investments. So hopefully that'll pay some dividends for us. And it is 37. I think it's okay getting 38 infantry equipment, I think, right now. And crackdown on the Terek toast. The impatient, sword-sighted Petro Koznov has made a mistake of escalating the crisis and begun to crack down on Turek Cossacks and Russian separatists in his regime. Dazzle the world around the ongoing atrocities, and support for the Don-Kuban across the planet is wavering. Germany, do you really want to support Don-Kuban? I would say it's probably not in your best interest. We don't have that many troops on the border right now. Prices on the Danube, which is a war in Austria, which I am happy to see. I want to send more units on this front. We have 10. Honestly, yeah, throw a 6 stack there. Get more troops on this border. And did we upgrade our rail line? I believe we... You know, that might have been a... No, we did not. Upgrade the rail line, please. Okay, Fatherland and Friends taking over Bulgaria. And you are... The Fatherland Front... Okay, they're actually the Socialist faction. I thought the Fatherland Front... I mean, they sound more like a... Like they belong to like one of the National Populist factions, but... I mean, it works for me. Honestly, I'm going to send the tanks to Purple Army for now. Switzerland has joined up in the Reichspakt. France, are you going to go to war over Switzerland over Upper Savoy? I mean, Germany doesn't really back Switzerland too often. So just Switzerland even being the Reichspakt is actually a little change of pace. I mean, it's bad for me for the obvious reason that we kind of need a strong international to counterbalance Germany in the West. We'll go for one level excavation and then go for the other 38 tech. I mean, you have Norway, you have Poland, you'll have Bulgaria in due time. Also, are you going pluralism? We don't know. We want you to go military path. That's usually the best for us. I think for at least right now you should be okay. And the plight of the Terek Koshaks. The Terek Koshak host, located in the eastern part of the Don-Kuban Union, has sensed our resurgence and chosen to declare their allegiance to us, causing chaos in Grozny, Vlacholis, and Petrosvetsk. Dozens of Terek leaders have been arrested and pro-Russian protests have been suppressed by force. And thanks to the ever-seeing eyes of the Ukraina, these atrocities have been widely publicized. Public opinion in Russia is greatly in favor of intervention, and the world seems to not bat an eye. Okay, boom. There we go. So they're not even going to try to stop us. You are at 28-day focus. While we're at war, I think this is okay for us to go for resource prospects. And it's time for us to move our units straight in. I know our supply lines are probably not great. Actually, I want to see, where's your supplies? You have one in Rostov. You have one down here. So you actually, your supplies are also essentially hot trash. And we'll attack on the front. But for the most part, we're going to kind of just do a little bit of sneaky maneuver and just victory point rush you. And hope that works out for the best. I mean, it seems like it's going okay. Rostov is about to fall. You're not connected by railways, but that's okay. Now that Rostov has fallen, bring these units in. Get the encirclement on this one division. And the Russian election of 37. According to the Constitution of 1922, elections on both houses of parliament are to be held every 5 years. Legislator then appoints a president and the council of ministers. Although Kerensky's assassination caused major turmoil in Russia, democracy has managed to wait out the storm and elections can proceed without interruption. The Republican period has seen the party system in Russia settle down into two main poles. On the left stands the Democratic Socialist Mensheviks, or the RSDRP, and the Agrarian Socialist, Social Democratic, Socialist Revolutionaries. On the right stands the generic name Russian Union, led by Nikolai Trubetskoy and represented by the Eurasianist movement. Alongside them are the Union of October 17, fighting for the interests of business and the aristocracy. Radical parties on the left and right, such as the National Republicans and the Syndicalists, can only hope to become kingmakers in the divided state Duma. Between the right and the left stands the moderate liberal constitutional Democrats, generally seen as the continuation of Kerensky's consensus. So let us go. What are we right now? Right now we're market liberal. The biggest party is the PSR. So you know what? I mean, let's see. We have the RS. Social Conservative gets 20%. And you're... Who are we? Where are you? I mean, my gut instinct says to go for liberals because they're the most party support. But you know what? Let's go for the social conservatives. We don't usually go conservative too often. But then again, we don't often actually play liberal democracies actually too often in Kaiserreich. Yeah, so we'll take these territories next. You are going to be a pain in the ass, but that's okay. I've taken your supply hub, so what are you going to do about it? Again, I'm really just trying to limit casualties as much as we possibly can. We have now taken your capital. Your new capital is here. We're going to have you move your way down south like this. You two might as well try to push your way in. Capture this city. Anywhere else? I mean, there's... This victory point is where two... Please go back to the capital. Move your way to Novosibirsk. Grozny is worth 2 points. Okay, Iceland independence. Okay, very cool. Actually, I want you. Stop for a second. You're gonna move here. You stop. You're gonna join this front line like normal, and you're just gonna go to this city. And again, we're really just gonna try to take random victory points. Yeah. So once you're deployed here, after that, wait, you've abdicated in 37? Okay. Usually that takes a way longer. We'll see if, again, this is really where Sweden either joins the Reichspakt immediately, or they can stick with the Internationale. We'll see which way they end up going there. And our tanks, we can upgrade you to the improved light tank chassis. Let's go for a improved small cannon with a 2-man turret. You're more expensive, but that's a significant armor increase. And then the engine. You're more reliable, but you're slower. And you give us more breakthrough. You're way less reliable. No, just stick with the regular engine. We'll upgrade you. Improve light tank. You're going to replace the basic tank. You're literally just better. I mean, I guess you're more expensive, so that's one way you're technically worse, but, you know, we're not going to bring the kind of negativity into our lives here. So far, we've lost about 2,000 men. We have actually taken more casualties than we've inflicted, but again, we're really just victory point rushing here, so... Okay, so you're worth 2. Don-Kuban is currently at 31%. I want you to move here. We're now going to take Grozny next. Again, there's a lot of victory point snaking, but it's going to work just fine. I think Grozny might then be the final straw. Surprisingly, no. They're at 21% exactly. Move your way to this city, and then that should be... Well, here's my... How the hell is that... How are we at 20%? They only have, like, 1 city left. I'm honestly a little confused about how they have so many victory points left. But they've lost, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Boom. Mission accomplished. National focus. Then we're going to go for secure Central Asia. Honestly, like, perfect timing on that. So next up, Brown Army. You're going to go here. And then a small contingent is going to go on this border, so we can take Sevastopol. Your job basically is to push away to the southern part of the Dnieper. And yeah, you are actually cores. Yeah, so we don't even need to core you. You're already looking beautiful. Question is, we could... Well, we have 2 levels of defense. Our base defense now in the capital is at level 3. We'll go 1 level of cryptology. Cryptology is usually pretty good to have, so I'm not going to ignore that. So you're now in the Internationale, which means that your base is secured. I think once Sweden joins the Internationale, they cannot be counter-couped at that point. But I mean, again, it puts us in a very interesting situation, right? Because of the Internationale, we don't want the Internationale to overlap with our claims. Again, I don't really want to fight the Internationale. Primarily because it just makes the series longer than it needs to be. But again, we'll see. I mean, if we are pushing our way into Germany and the Internationale is about to die to, let's say, the Entente, then yeah, maybe we'll continue the advance. Again, it's really situational. Whether or not we kind of agree to meet in Berlin between me and Paris, or we push past Berlin if the commune is doing pretty poorly, which again, previous series that we've seen so far has actually indicated that France isn't going to do that well. Also, you just immediately declare war. I thought we'd get a decision to declare war or not, but I guess you guys will now immediately invade. Do you have any supplies over here? Some. But you know what? Okay, move these guys here immediately so we can actually at least take their capital. I know supplies in this area are not going to be great. Road to war. Attack isolated countries. I mean, is there anybody who's isolated? I think right now the answer is No. I'm pretty sure. Like, we can't invite anybody to our faction quite yet. I will take war propaganda, though, because our war support is absolutely terrible. Okay, so let's capture your supply depots. Make sure we're also capturing the railroads. And then, really, the Japanese are spying on us? Seems a little bit rude, but, you know, what do I know? Mismanagement plagues the Zemstvo. Though our laissez-faire approach to economic matters has been a great boon to the economy, the lack of oversight means that sometimes the wealth being generated ends up in the pockets of crooks. Zayatos recently experienced firsthand when a group of wealthy merchants used their wealth to buy their way into attaining considerable influence over the local Zemstva. The little oversight that they were able to embezzle a good amount of money meant to go to the state's coffers before law enforcement managed to shut down their operation. So, did I spend 25 political power on literally nothing and all? Very cool, thank you. Very, very happy to see all of my hard work immediately put down the drain. Okay, we've captured your railroad. And we're going to move our way down to the next major supply hub. And please strategically redeploy a little bit faster. And where do I want you to go? I guess you just march your way here. Cryptology, of course we're going to be breaking German ciphers. Literally nobody else makes sense. I mean, that's not necessarily true. I mean, you could attack, you could, like, break Ukrainian ciphers, and I think that would still make sense. Okay, let's make sure this tank has supplies. I mean, we do see that the Alashi Orda is pushing a little bit far into our territory, but again, it's not really a big deal. Because we'll end up winning this war regardless. You will be done in 9 days. Which I will admit is a little expensive, but it's not so bad. The Purple Army is now on their way. And you just basically attack very aggressively. I know your supplies here are going to be a little bit shot. Especially since they've now actually cut off the Trans-Siberian Railroad. Which is not, you know, it's not good. But it's not by no means the worst thing that's ever happened. Yes, I want you staying here. You are going to drive away to Kiva. How many troops do any of these guys have? 1 to 5, 3 to 10, 2 to 8, 6 to 14. Okay, so a decent amount. But I do think at least for right now, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thank you for watching. My name is Anthony. If you enjoyed, give a thumbs up. Now enjoy, click thumbs down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.